The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Shut up.
He just said, "Shut up." Holy cow! Look at this guy. Oh my god! So we were actually 2 minutes late. That's good. I'm trying to improve my wait time, guys. Like I've been kind of bad for the past few live streams, always starting super late. So now I'm trying to get better. Thanks to the wise words of the Novi. The other day when we were behind the scenes. But welcome, guys. Welcome to another episode of Between Collectors. It is Tuesday, 8 o'clock or 8:02 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm happy to be here. As you can see, we have a full house tonight. And I'm going to introduce my friend, Julio.
Hello. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel for another unboxing and review. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's a nice panel of very knowledgeable gentlemen. It will be a fun day. A fun day for you, a fun evening. For me, it's already morning, right?
Yeah, for you it's 8 o'clock, right? 8
I'm in the future. 8 a.m.
8 a.m. on the 8th?
On the 8th.
So you are from the future, my friend.
I am. I can enjoy Obi-Wan at 3 p.m. while you guys need to wait till 3 a.m.
That's true. At least you're going to be in the afternoon. Mr. Jesse from Metamorphic Customs in the house. What's up, my friend?
Just another Tuesday. Wishing it was Friday, but glad to be here, man. Tuesday. This is the highlight of my day.
I know. It is almost Friday. We're always positive here. Almost Friday.
Friday.
We're going to get there. And of course, you know this guy, Costa from Pop Culture Living Room in the house. What's up, sir?
What's up, Dante? How are you tonight?
We are absolutely excellent.
You're excellent. Look at all these sexy people in the chat. I don't know what they look like, but I know they're sexy.
Yeah, grab your drinks, guys, because it's going to be a fun night. And of course, you know this guy, Doug SMIZZLE in the house.
Cheers,
sir. Flexing some Anakin Skywalker over there.
Oh yeah, I love this guy. This is my favorite figure right now until the next one comes in.
And to the next one, yeah. That's for
but
sure.
Right now,
man.
no, easy figure of the year for me. This stamp is pretty cool, worth every penny.
It is worth every penny, and I wish we have more space to display the whole thing together. If you have the space, perfect. If you don't, it's a bummer, man. You know, even hurts me when I have my my speeder bike, scout, and the speeder bike and the scout trooper, and I cannot display it all together because I don't have the space to do it together. Waiting for my mojo cases. Hopefully one day, man. Hopefully one day.
Yeah, right. I think by July, my other 6 should be coming in.
Man, at least you got something, man. I got 0. I got nada. Nothing. So all I have is my old, I have a combination of Curios and Detolf. Actually, the one in the middle behind me, that one over there, that's the only Detolf I have. The other 4 are actually Curios. So they have a little wood on instead of the metal, it's just wood. So it looks good. And so we're gonna have a fun night tonight, and this is how we start. Between Collectors. Let me find the intro. Oh, hey.
Men of Collectibles.
Like a bantha, like a bantha, like a bantha,
Like a bantha.
like a bantha.
Make baby Bantha.
This guy. Just, I have to put it because I know he did right away the first super chat of the night. It's Popsick in the house with the Like Event. He loves Like Event. Everyone loves Like Event. Even Tamura Morrison loves Like Event. So everyone does.
Like a Bantha.
Like a Bantha. Yeah, so 50 people watching. Thank you guys for tuning in on this Tuesday night. I want to say hi to you guys on the chat. So obviously it's Popsick with the super chat 199. Thank you, sir. Doug SMIZZLE, already Like a Bantha. Writer Reviews in the house. What's up, guys? Great panel as always. Hope you are all doing well. We are doing well. Almost Friday. Cruz, yo. Chris K, member of the channel. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to Mr. BIGBREDA. We have Uncommon Flex, another member of the channel. Hello, everyone. Let's go. Darkinator in the house. Hello there. AJ Agruza. Hello, everyone. Hope all is well. DT Arman in the house. What's up, guys? We have Borcube 1 of 2. Good evening. Darkinator, Cruz, Spapsic. Can hear him singing. It's Spapsic. P-Rock, P-P-P, Roxilla in the house. What's up? Hello, my friend. Howard Stowe is in the house. Ray, what's up, gentlemen? How you doing, my friend? Paul Morales in the house. And, of course, everyone watching at home. Guys, we're going to have a good time tonight. And I'm going to start with something really off. And maybe more for our friend Julio here. So, because he's the, the third-party guru, according to him. So I'm gonna show this.
I never said that.
I'm putting words in your mouth.
Christian rock youth pastor Thor.
Do it.
What is this?
First time seeing this picture. I don't know what's that.
GTS 001, the mighty god.
Yeah. What do you want me to tell you? Made by Good Toy Studio, the mighty god, GTS 001. Yeah, nice. No, I mean, these Hot Toys is going to have something like this coming in the near future. So they are just anticipating and trying to catch some pre-orders for this. But I mean, the head sculpt doesn't. I don't think it's that good. Then that joints over there, the Hot Toys will be the same. They will not do a silicone body, especially for muscular bodies. It will be basically the same as they did with Peacemaker. How much is this?
I have no clue. I was just kind of going to Facebook and I saw this one, and it looks weird.
That's a word.
The eyes are crossed.
Weird,
right?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know how to describe this, but
and it is all sculpted there, but there is a piece there that seems is a real hair.
Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment to dissect this thing here, because
What do you
honestly,
want
when
to
I look
dissect?
at it, I was like, "Ooh, Desi."
Is there really like a strand of real rooted hair? Like, are we serious?
Yeah, normally they make these.
Dude,
They make
this is.
these.
I found it. I mean, it's good.
Normally they make these.
It's like
They glue
guys,
they glue it to the air. And it's just a small strand of.
but it's like I can just imagine him sitting around the table like brainstorming this, and they're like, "Where do we spend our money, guys? I know. Let's add a strand of rooted hair. I got it. Like that's what we're gonna do.
Like
don't
they're
know, how
sitting
much-
all together and say, "Hey guys, how could we make this the worst possible look of this figure? Oh, let's glue the glue hair."
Look, is it $50? Like, it's.
No,
it's
I
got-
think this should be 170, 180 easy. Let me check.
Dude,
let
I
me
don't know
check
what that is, but
I
I
don't
was,
know, guys.
it's. I mean, Doc SMIZZLE.
Why are
What
we?
else?
Yeah, why are we talking about this?
I don't know. Listen, I was like looking for topics to talk, and I found this random figure.
Hold on here.
I'm
Pull
like,
up this comment over here about the Imagine Dragons. That's pretty funny.
Hold on, let me see.
top tier stuff here.
$133. 133.
No, there's no freaking way. This is $133.
I hope not.
No. P-Rock, okay, let's be honest. Who is the person who will be getting this? Okay, I don't know. I mean, this is apparently this is Thor from the new movie, but I think I don't know. You see, and you know what? And the reason why I brought this up is because I'm gonna jump to the first topic, but I wanna hear everyone's thoughts first. Casa, you have the closing thoughts about this beautiful, magnificent figure, which I'm gonna get 5 of this. Of course, I'm kidding.
It is.
but
I'm gonna say you heard it here first. Figure of the year. It's no.
For the Razzies.
It's like Chris Hemsworth's stunt double, but in 1/6 scale figure. I hate it. I really do. I don't like it at all. I don't know.
It's offensive.
It
I
looks,
got-
it
creeps
looks
me
rushed.
out.
It
Yeah,
looks
but
rushed.
one positive thing, I think they got Stormbreaker size right. Okay, I'm done.
Well, actually, it's a good point, Desi.
For $133 if it's die cast, sure.
But these figures always sell. So
Yeah.
I don't
they
know
always-
why
they
you would
always
waste
sell.
your money on it though. Like I see some of these figures out there that they're just like off, but then you see people buy them, and I'm not trying to. I don't want to talk shit about people, but I just like there's other figures you could spend that money on something that's a little bit more superior. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's in fact a market for these, especially for some countries. Some people that buy a lot of stuff in AliExpress. These figures always end up in AliExpress discounted, and then they do a bundle of a lot of things.
Yeah.
I know there are many collectors that they really they say they cannot afford hot toys, and they prefer to buy these and kit batch some figures, do some custom. They prefer to go this way. So that's why I say these figures always end up selling on AliExpress and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I look at it this way: a couple of these figures go by, you put that money away, you can get like a hot toy. If you're
Not every countries. Try to
Not
buy a
every
hot
country.
toys. Try to buy a hot toys. For example, I don't know if in Peru how it is, but in Brazil, if you want to buy a hot toys, only
Don't
the
talk about my
tax,
Peruvian people, bro.
only the tax you need to pay. It's horrendous. Now I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah.
because these South American countries they almost don't have any representation for hot toys. It's very difficult to buy over there
It's very pricey. too.
unless you have someone that import and then sell. Because hot toys is not selling in Peru, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, those countries.
That's why you fly into Miami and buy all your stuff here and fly out.
There you go.
But
So everybody does.
in 6 weeks, though, you will see this for pre-order from Hot Toys. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like you're going to see a couple Thors come from this movie.
Yeah, no, and I can't wait to watch the movie too. That's gonna be sick. But the reason why I brought this topic is because we want to talk about
But you haven't answered my question. How do you buy hot toys in Peru?
how do we buy hot toys in Peru? By
Same way. They
no,
buy
you can
Xbox
still
toys.
buy. You can still buy hot toys in Peru. It's a lot. It's pricey though because you pay import taxes. No, not import. What's it called? The custom fees or whatever that is. When you buy a figure like that. So normally the people do what Desi just said. They go to Florida and then they have someone who can ship it from there, or vice versa. Or they travel to Florida, they pick it up, go back. So it is difficult. It is difficult. Not to say that they cannot get it. They can absolutely get it, but it's pricey.
Do you know any collectors in Peru?
Yeah, I know a
Hot
lot.
toys?
Yeah.
So why you never invite them to come here
a couple.
to stream?
One of the recent eBay sells I have. I only sell about
Import duty? Yes.
1 to 2 figures a year, but this guy, and I only sell within the US, I only ship US, and this guy was like, "Oh, I'm in Colombia," but he had a mailing address in Tampa, Florida. So he's like, "I fly to Tampa, Florida every so often. I pick up all my stuff there."
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it's typical.
So the reason why I brought this topic of this particular figure, and someone mentioned in the chat about the third parties and they're going wild. So it's a continuation of this topic. I mean, Hot Toys versus Inor versus third party companies. When is enough is enough, right? I mean, there's not a secret that the more competition is beneficial for collectors because we have more options, and options is always good. I always said it. I will never say no. Always is good to have competition. You can choose the company that you want to buy from, whatever. But now we've seen, I guess, an increased number of, especially third-party companies. I'm not going to talk about Inart, which is licensed and is from Quinn Studios, whatever. We know the story. But we've seen a lot of third-party coming. And some of them are really good. Some of them are really not that great, right? And this is a clear example. I mean, this is really rushed. To me, it's rushed. Again, there's always a market, so I'm not going to just go to, that route. But I want to hear the panel thoughts about this because we have Inart coming with Joker, Gandalf. They literally just tease Pennywise. They're probably going to come with more figures very soon as well. Then we have Hot Toys, which we already know, very established company. We get all collectibles from them, yada yada yada. And then we have the third-party companies who are doing the figures that Hot Toys is regretting. But not until now, because look what happened with Vulture, for example. We got a Vulture coming from 2 different third-party companies, and then Hot Toys says, "Hold my beer. This is my Vulture now. What are you gonna do about it?" So I'm gonna start with Doc SMIZZLE here. How will this impact the overall collecting market, if you will, with all these third-party companies coming left and right? With companies like J&D, potentially some rumors saying that they're probably going to go into the 1/6. Again, rumors. I don't know if it's true or not. We know already Queen Studios and are doing 1/6 figures. How much do you think this is going to change the whole game in terms of getting figures, and pricing?
The game done changed. I mean, it's saturated right now. I mean, there's players coming in left and right now. I'm interested to see when J and D will show off their first set of figures. But right now, there's a lot of third party companies that are coming in, and I think there's a lot of options for people who want to collect 6 scale, but maybe not collect name brand 6 scale. So there's more options than there ever have been, but I think right now, in terms of prices, I think that's a very fluid situation. I don't think the prices are going to settle anytime soon. So, you have more options with the cheaper knockoffs nowadays. So you can pick from your Toys Era or Eternal Vulture, or you can get the Hot Toys Vulture now. So. Or eventually, not now. I mean, they for all we know that never does go up for pre-order, but we'll see. There's definitely more options now than ever, and I think the market's too saturated with different third parties and even name brand 6 scale companies.
It is true, and a lot of people saying in the comments. I mean, the comments are crazy today. The Clone Collector says, in a way, if it wasn't for third parties, we wouldn't see figures like the Vulture, Doc Ock, Goblin, Classic Loki from Hot Toys. That's a good point. And this is something that I think the third party companies put a little bit of pressure to Hot Toys. Not to say that Hot Toys really care. I mean, Hot Toys is already established, but in terms of saying, okay, listen, these guys are attacking this market with these particular figures. We have the license, we're just not going for it. We know there's a market for it. We know people want it. Maybe we're not gonna do Iron Man numbers, but we can do more like small batches, and people can get what they want, and we get the income, we get the profit here. So, because what are your thoughts about this? Third party companies coming in. Now we have one statue company going into 1/6, potentially J&D, potentially others. What are your thoughts, my friend?
I'm all for petition and everything, but it really depends on what you're collecting. Like, I don't see too many, if any, like figures third party that are Star Wars. You'll see Jazz Inc. They have the Snow Speeder and they have the dioramas, but you don't see them go after Star Wars like they go after Marvel or DC. So I think Star Wars, if you're going to collect that, Hot Toys is going to be like your main place. In art and these other statue companies that'll be coming in, they're going for a premium. They're doing, at some of them are just one-off characters, although In Art's doing mostly Warner Brothers, and there are a few more Lord of the Rings figures coming than just Gandalf from that list that they had, and some other DC figures that are coming. Third parties, yeah, they're best for those figures that the other two wouldn't make. Although now, like Doc SMIZZLE said, Hot Toys is like, oh no, people want that. We're good. We kind of had something like that thrown together. We weren't gonna do anything with it. Here we go. Because like, how can they throw something out so quickly after a third party put something out there if they weren't already in the process. You know, if it takes 18 months to, you know, from pre-order to the figure coming out, they had to have started, you know, before these third parties, you know, had something out there, and a couple of them they were, you know, teased beforehand, especially like the Vulture, which hasn't come out for pre-order yet, but hopefully, you know, soon. But yeah, again, it just depends on what you're collecting. Each one has their, you know, their niche or niche, and I'm collecting mostly Star Wars now, so Hot Toys is really, you know, the only place in town for that, and they do it very well for the most part.
Right, and that's a good point as well, right? They only, normally third-party companies don't like to go with Star Wars. I haven't seen many. The only one we saw was that Anakin with the crazy hair. But other than that, is really not that common to see those third-party companies addressing or going into Star Wars. I guess because they know what's going to happen if they do that, right? Inart doesn't have the license, and they do license figures, obviously, so they're not going into that route as just yet. But my friend Jesse, what are your thoughts about this? You know, Hot Toys versus all these companies that are coming. At one point, it's going to be good for us because we're gonna have options to choose. But at the same time, when you get so many of the same figures, it might get a bit saturating. I guess. What are your thoughts, sir?
I think ultimately Hot Toys is king. Was king, is king, will remain king for a while. Yes, I agree. The market's oversaturated, especially when it comes to third-party companies. They're going to produce some great figures. Classic Loki looks amazing. I don't know what the company that produced that was, but it looks amazing. From when it comes to licensed companies like InArt, what can I say about InArt? I want their first figure. I pre-ordered the Joker because it's their first figure. I think they're going to be around for a while. I would have liked to have the first Enter Bay figure. I would have liked to have the first Medicom 6-scale figure, whether it's good or not, just to say I have, from a collector's aspect, the first figure they ever released. Same thing for Hot Toys. I don't have that either. I would have liked to have their first figure, so now I'm going to have a chance to have InArt's first figure. Same thing for J&D, but InArt and J&D, they're not in the game yet, so they're not relevant. And as far as the companies I just mentioned, Medicom, Enter Bay, we've had licensed companies before, and Hot Toys was king, and like I said, remains king. I think that'll be the status quo until we see what InArt can do. And even then, we'll see.
That's a good point. David Lash says, InArt, Hot Toys, and third party all have a bit different target audience, right? InArt are very expensive, third party are for niche collectors. And that's a good point as well. I mean, obviously, we've seen with the pricing with InArt so far is high. I think they want to target certain part of the collecting community, and then we have third party, which is pretty much very affordable, in terms of pricing, but also in most cases you pay what you get, right? Like, you don't expect Hot Toys quality for $100 or don't expect to get for $130 something better than this. In some cases you might be lucky, right? But in reality is that quality comes into play, right? Hot Toys, on the other hand, is evolving. Little by little, it's evolving, right? Before, years ago, we didn't think about Hot Toys doing too many vehicles. Now they're doing that, right? We didn't think about Hot Toys going into the 1/4 scale world. Now they're doing that more than before. I mean, you see how many figures we have in 1/4 scale. So they're going that route. So this is kind of like they're trying to evolve, and now we also see it with the prices. Joel, what are your thoughts about this? Hot Toys, InArt versus third-party companies. The market is getting crazy. We're getting too many companies, too many figures. Sometimes we get 3 Vultures. We're gonna get 3 Pennywise probably at one point. What's going on? What are your thoughts, man?
Well, for third parties, I think actually it's like this. You need to know which brands you are going to buy, because not every time having a license means anything. If you saw the Homelander that Star Ace just released last week, that may very well be the worst 1/6 scale figure I ever saw in my life. And that's licensed. And you will see that So Toys, when release theirs in the end of this month, will completely blow out that one from Star Ace. Same thing happened with Classic Loki. You will need to tell me where Hot Toys can improve what So Toys already did, because the head sculpt is pristine. I don't know where Hot Toys can improve in that figure, but of course they will do something. By Inart himself, remember that Queen Studios was unlicensed until 3-4 years ago. They start doing statues, unlicensed statues, and they are still in the learning curve. Their products are not, everyone praised the statues that are amazing. Do you know what happening with their quarter scale Joker that they just shipped? Some people are receiving that Joker, the pegs on the feet are not strong enough and he's bending forwards, and they are recalling that Joker. So not everything is in art, and Queen Studios, they still in a learning curve. They are new to statues and are completely new to 1/6 scale. So we still need to see what we are going to get from them. I'm expecting a lot. I even have that Joker, the quarter scale, pre-order from them. I should receive him in a few weeks. And there are already photos showing what's the problem, because they are recalling that system that assembled the feet to the base. But I'm confident they will deliver a good 1/6 scale. But then, of course, Hot Toys has years of R&D. They already have their work basically all done, and they just keep improving. So I agree, Hot Toys will remain, because they have also most license belong to Hot Toys. Hot Toys can give you a full line of everything, while InArt is picking one figure here, one figure there, until they give you a full line that you can say, okay, I'm going with InArt for, let's say, Lord of the Rings, because they are give you Gandalf, Legolas, and a couple more. But people want Bilbo Baggins, people want Frodo, people want more figures. They need to think to acquiring a full license that can be sold everywhere, not just the China license, because this thing of the China license is a bit, I don't know, is not something that I'm very happy about. I think they should be licensed to sell in North America as well. And then you can have a full customer support, full customer service, because the way the things are, I don't know what will happen if some problems start to appear in 1/6 scale, because then you need to go after the stores you bought. The stores go after Queen Studios, and it will be difficult, you know.
It's a never-ending story.
And then we wait a year for that replacement mask, right?
I wait a year for the replacement mask from Queen Studios. They send me, and you know what? I have more than 30 messages from people that bought in the US, and they said they never know about these, and they contact the stores, and the stores don't know about these, because the mask was only licensed in China.
Wow.
Good times.
So,
I can't wait to get my Joker.
And it's gonna be such a gamble. Like, opening that box is gonna be so scary. Like, it's not even gonna be enjoyable.
It's just, I'm telling you, it's just, for me, it's just like a museum thing. It's like the first in-art product. It's probably crap or not. Who knows?
Well, no, I
Yes,
get
it's-
that.
it's-
Like,
I
I
think
like
it's
the
quite
idea
simple.
of the first too.
I
But
think
yeah,
it's quite
like,
simple. Don't get any in-art figure from any shady store. Buy from
Yeah.
a store that already sell at least Queen Studio stuff, and that you
Yes.
know that are already in the game for many years. Because
Shout
then
out
you
to
will know
1/6
that
Kit.
you will have fully support.
Right.
Shout out to Kit Chen from 1/6 Kit, the most reliable
Yeah,
store in Asia.
His,
Oh, yeah, great
I
store.
order one. I order actually one from him, because he's really good. Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
Kid Chen.
Long time.
Through you are like freaking greedy, but and this is no, but Joao brought a really good point. When you buy stuff like this in a company that doesn't have that good reputation, and you buy something because you want to save a few bucks, chances are that you might always end up paying more than that. So you may want to be very careful where you buy them from, and do your research. Always do your research. Obviously, if you have your preferred store, just go with that one. But sometimes, and this is the way I see it, even if it's $5, $10, $20 more, and the company that I'm buying from is reliable, I don't mind paying the extra $20 or extra $30.
Did any of you here in the panel bought the Joker through that T-Dubs glitch that was $800 or something like that?
No.
I
haven't bought an in-art figure. I'm not.
Two pack
I don't trust
rooted $800, $820 free shipping already with shipping. That's lower than what I pay here.
Yeah,
it's
that's a
incredible.
huge. So that means that forget it, they're gonna be canceled. It's,
No, you will
whatever.
not
Up
be
the shipping
canceled. You will
charge.
receive an email saying, "Sorry, but the shipping charge, the shipping was calculated in wrong or something like that. Please see the invoice, $300 shipping."
More, yeah.
Yeah.
So Trumple Dust says to me, saying that there are too many companies producing figures is like saying too many artists producing music. There's something for everyone. No, of course it is. It is. Nobody's is questioning that they have more. We have more companies coming. It's just what we're asking is, or what we pretty much talking about is that there's is getting everyone is pretty much a third party now, and the problem is going to be that you're going to end up having, I don't know if it's a good or bad, but you're gonna end up having like 60 different versions of the same thing.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Which
think
is
about
good
one thing.
because again you have
different.
choices, but at the same time, you pretty much killing yourself too because you're doing exactly the same thing Hatos is doing. Then some other else is gonna be exactly the same thing that Toys R and Hatos is doing, and then it becomes too crazy. Now, if it's different variations, it's better, right? But again, you competing against third parties unlicensed versus a licensed company, right? I mean, like for example, I don't collect many third party figures. Once in a while, I get a few. Usually, if I get something, it's gonna be from companies that I feel comfortable with in terms of quality. Like for example, Soso Toys, and I'm talking about it specifically for that Gambit, which to me is fantastic. I mean, Hellscope is amazing. Everything else is really good. Some issues, yes, the pegs are too tight and all that. We can argue all day, but it is a really good, a figure for the price.
and that Indiana Jones from Present Toys also.
Indiana Jones from Present Toys, despite some issues, with the body feels a bit weird, but the first scope is actually pretty good, not bad at all. Like, and for the price, it's not bad. So you can, you need to kind of like do your research, which companies you want to just buy from, and then if you're comfortable, obviously you will pull the trigger, right? Patrick Campbell says the Homelander figure should be burned. That bad? AC Toys?
It's horrible. Not it's horrible. Star Ace.
Yeah,
you need
Star
you
Ace.
need to check it. It's horrible.
It's awful.
And
You have
and-
that the eyes, the red eyes that can illuminate. There's everything. There's light everywhere, but not in the eyes.
What? And it's not even that though.
Horrible.
It's the button they put
That
in the
bad, man.
Oh,
head.
jeez.
At the hair sculpt looks like an old, like a 12-inch little child's play toy, like one of those
It
Titan
looks like
series Marvel
they had
figures.
that kind of that. It looks like that apps you have on the mobiles that you cartoon your face and then just print it because looks really horrible.
So TK592 at 125 people watching. Please, por favor, hit the like button. Help us out here. Let's get to 100 likes. Can we? Of course we can. TK FOMO? No. TK592 says, what about the rumor of that Hato is actually behind some of the third-party companies?
They don't have time for that.
that has been a long rumor for everything produced in China, toys and otherwise, right? And it could be true, it could not be true. It's irrelevant, where knockoffs are not knockoffs, they're actually produced, they're the same toy, right? Or things like that where it's a third-party company but it's actually the same factory producing for Hot Toys. It could or could not be. It doesn't, I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
Could
I
or could not
mean,
be.
well, in what sense after them, like just to to partner up with some or just to kill them all? Because imagine, I mean, think of Soso Toys, for example. We're talking about third-party companies, right? Soso Toys quality is pretty good. I mean, I had a few figures. Joao has a few figures. I mean, the classic Loki looks amazing. So why not joining forces? I mean, why not buying them or something? I don't know. Do you think that could happen at one point?
Because as strange as it seems, unlicensed profit is much higher than licensed profit.
Yeah,
Of course.
You don't have idea that the profit they have with selling this figure at 190.
Yeah, we really don't know the structure of, or maybe Joao, you know better, but with the structure of those third-party companies, or is it really a third-party company? Like in the sense like Hot Toys that has a corporate office in Hong Kong and then has
Of
a
course,
factory
no. There's
in China.
no office. There's
Exactly.
no office.
Or
Nothing.
it's just a factory in China. Because if it's just a factory in China, what I was saying before is, for example, Hot
I wouldn't-
Toys can be manufacturing in factory ABC and XYZ. And then Present Toys can also be manufacturing in factory ABC, and maybe they are factory ABC. Like, we don't
Right.
know. Like, it's
Basically,
irrelevant.
basically, it's
Well,
like this.
and there's also this big rumor that's been going around for a long time, and Bob Dylan is one of the first to maybe kind of connect the dots here. But there might be like some sort of factory leak where they have to submit some sort of blueprint to the factory, for review, get all the molding and everything set up, and somebody could be taking that and running along to So or Toys Era or whatever, and be like, hey, let's get a jump on this, and
Yeah,
they'll take
that's-
forever to get license or approval.
So from personal experience, that is absolutely 100% true. That happens constantly with every product, and especially with toys, because I've seen that happen even with documents that I've created. So, like, seriously. So, like, yes, that happens all the time.
And even
It's a
with
small
the-
world. In the toy
Even with
industry.
bigger companies, because I know
Yeah.
factories that do the iPhone covers, and they receive the dummy plastic models of the iPhones months before the iPhone is announced. They buy those models so they can get the covers ready on stock when the iPhone is out, and they need to buy those. So they always leak those kind of things. But for a third party, as you were talking, Desi, as I know, is like this. First, they need to find the sculpture. The sculpture do the sculpt for them.
Mhm.
Once they have, that is one person that is not associated with any brand. They just
Correct,
find a
yeah.
good sculptor to do for them. Do it. They get the sculpt. They send to a factory to mass produce the sculpt.
Yep.
To paint. Other factory, other third party factory will do the clothes for them.
Yep.
They have the clothes done. All together, the sculpt, the clothes go to
the final assembly factory.
to the
pack-off
final
factory.
workshop, where
Yep.
then they will assemble, and when they receive the box, they package and everything. So it's not everything done in one. They
Yep.
subcontract different places. So that's why it's so difficult to find them, because you cannot find a place where you say, oh, this is so toys. No, because there are clothes made here, shoes made in there, a box made there, and everything in the final go to one place, assemble and ship out. Once ship out, everything is clean and nothing was made there.
Yeah, there's usually like a main factory, but yes, they're subcontracting. Like the soft goods, like you said, aren't usually made.
That's why
At the
many
same
times you see.
facility, you know?
That's why many times you see third-party companies, like sometimes 2, 3, 4 brands doing the same figure. Why? Because they go to visit the factory doing the clothes and say, "What clothes are these? We are doing this one. Okay, we also want to do this one. Just make a change here and there, and then they will make the same one."
So, do you think that was the main reason why Hot Toys decided to announce that vulture? Just because maybe somebody leaked that and reverse engineered or whatever they were doing. I mean,
do you
we
think
know
Hot Toys
that-
will show you that photo if there is no any third party doing that? They will never show you that.
Yeah,
There was
exactly. So that's
nothing
what
that-
I'm saying. It's kind of
Right,
like
yeah, I think there was a lot of
pressure.
renewed interest in the Vulture, like from the Morbius movie, the 5 minutes that he had in that movie, but just overall with Jazz Inc., they did a really great job on their Vulture, and I think a lot of people are wanting to capitalize on that now.
And here, Patrick Kenwell, there's a comment he asking how these third-party companies don't get caught. It's Desi knows how big China is. It's very difficult for you to go to any factory or to find. It's impossible when there is no address, no office, anything.
and I've been to many factories. So each factory will have multiple different names, all legal, right, and sometimes illegal, and I've been there when they have a sign on the door with the name of the of the factory, and by the time you walk out, they've got another name up on the building, literally. Like, it's crazy. Yeah,
It's impossible because it's too big of a country and too many factories. In one street, you can have more than 20, 30 factories, and all in the back of other without names. It's almost impossible.
So what about this comment? Fat Gadget, good comment says they probably use third-party releases to test the market and then release an official release like Doc Ock, The Fiend, etc. I mean, Toys R Us released this a couple years ago, though, the Fiend and the Doc Ock, and then with the Spider-Man movie, obviously the hype went up, and Hot Toys announced it, and then we got some reissues that happened with Toys Era about these two figures.
Yeah, so that's
I
not
don't
Hot
know.
Toys. Hot Toys will not reissue a second version of the third party. They will only test the market with one batch.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that it's not necessarily to test the market. I think, it is. I think, they just did it, and and then hackers realized, wait a second, we can do this as well. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I mean, No Way Home was a massive movie. Those figures were coming out whether a third party was doing it or not.
True.
I don't think those were test marketing. For test marketing, they were easily, they were based off the Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man movies. These new ones are from No Way Home, and they were gonna put them out regardless. I don't think those had anything to do with any kind of test marketing. But yeah. I mean, anyway.
No, it is a good point as well. David Lash says, "I'm surprised there's so much interest in Vulture. There's not enough space for all of them," and it is true. It is true. I think Just Inc. started with the Vulture, right? Good looking figure. It has limitations. We know that. And then Toys R Us says, or the other company, I don't remember the name, with the Michael Keaton head sculpt. They say, okay, let's improve or let's see if we can make something better at this, right? So now you can remove the little controllers, you have a head sculpt, right? And then boom, Toys R Us came. And what did they do? They announced a smaller version in terms of the wings, right? Smaller, and then they revise it to make it bigger. So, and then Hot Toys did theirs. Isn't that crazy? Like how, Hot Toys says, you know what? No, this time I'm not gonna be sitting. I have the license. Let me do it. I know people are gonna buy, and this is affecting actually the other companies because people are not ordering, as far as I know. Go ahead.
And
Why Hot Toys didn't announce theirs after Jazzing? Why they didn't announce after Jazzing and they announced only after the third parties? Because
they already
Jazzing
had
sold
that
at least
made.
2,000 pieces.
Well, I was gonna say that Vulture was already previewed at one of the Comic-Cons like years ago, so it's not like it was, surprise or anything. They've already had it, pretty much made. And you're right. Why didn't they release it after Jazz Inc. made their decision? I don't know. Maybe they just felt it was the perfect storm. Like Doc said, he's in Morbius for a few minutes. Michael Keaton is going to be coming out in Batman. I don't know. You start thinking about the actor. Their head sculpt is going to come with it. Definitely. I don't see them not doing one. So, there's going to be more hype around the actor. And you know how we get. If we like an actor, be like, oh my God, I got to have this figure because I love this guy. And it's not his Batman. It's his Vulture. But we're still gonna get it, I love Keaton.
I think this also speaks to why Hot Toys took that long. It could be any reason. It could be, hey, we're not interested if Jazz Inc. is doing it, but all of a sudden, third-party companies in China are doing it. It's like, wait. If everybody else is doing it in China, we might as well have the bigger piece of the pie here, since more people will buy ours. It could be any reason, but this Vulture is a good example of the oversaturation we were talking about. I think the example made in the chat about the music is not the great example because music is all encompassing. It's not a niche. This is a niche. We're not talking about toys. We're talking about Hot Toys. It's like saying, oh, there's been a sudden oversaturation of brutal technical death metal. It's just music in general. Like, this is a very, very niche thing in that, like with this Vulture. So anyways.
Yeah, that's true. And to everyone's point, why taking so long to announce this? I mean, why do they have to wait until these companies do theirs for finally them to do it? But another
They
thing
haven't announced yet. This is just a teaser. There's no
but
pre-order.
it is but I mean, the way they're going, I mean, they did the same thing with Classic Loki and they released it, right? So I think they're gonna release this figure. I mean, they're not gonna be just teasing this just because people are expecting this, and I think the reason why they didn't announce this yet is probably because they're trying to add some features that maybe the first version didn't have, and I think that's what they're trying to do. They want to make sure that whatever they announce is really good so people can pre-order. And I mean, I mean, I heard many people not even ordering the Toys Era one or the other company. I forgot the name of the Vulture just because they wouldn't
Eternal
put this
Toys.
one. Eternal Toys. Just think was a really good figure. Don't make me wrong. I mean, quality wise, very nice. But I mean, you're gonna pay probably what with this figure? I will say close to 400, maybe.
You are crazy. This one
Yeah, this
from
thing,
Hot
this
Toys,
more.
this vulture is going to be pushing that $500 tier.
5 to 600 easy.
So do you think
Yeah,
it's gonna be
like look at the
more-
bark speeders. Those bark speeders. I mean, granted,
Yeah.
it comes with a figure and a speeder, but this is on the same level of that. Like I know like I kind of like ate crow a little bit on the pricing for the Doctor Strange figure, but I did my math wrong on that from the Hong Kong conversion. But this thing it will be a work of engineering. I wouldn't say it'll be Hulkbuster prices, but it'll definitely be like that bark speeder price range.
And it's not going to sell like Doc, to your point. It's not. I don't think it'll sell like a bark speeder. I know this is a main character, but
Right.
it's like one time. That's one main character, one appearance. Where a bark speeder, you could be re-released by itself. You know, you could keep using that mold. This, I think, you use
And
less.
more other thing, Desi, this one is even a bigger problem than the bark speeder. This one, if the wingspan is more than 1 meter, the length. Not everyone has 1 meter to spare in their collection display.
Yep.
This will be a very target for very kind of niche collectors that really need this figure and have the space for this.
So what do you think? Sorry, so Joe, how much do you think this is going to be in terms of price?
I would say 550, 585, something like that, around
Jesse,
that.
what do you think about price?
I agree with Joel. 550, 585, between 550 and 600.
Costa?
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to add, lights, motion on. They're going to try to replicate what's already been shown, and then try to take it a step up. So it's I would say 550, 600, easy.
Doc?
I think it'll be 500 to 600 because it'll be the bare minimum purchase order to order from the manufacturer, which will probably be somewhere in the range of 5, maybe 10,000 units. And I mean, even that's still a lot, but it'll be the very bare minimum order that they can push through manufacturing.
And the reason why I ask you guys this question is because we're going to jump to the next topic. And so prices are going up, pre-orders are going down. We spoke about this on Isis show the other day, and shout out to Isi Collectibles. Will this be the new normal? Like, okay, so we were talking about prices. We were talking about the bark speeder and all those, vehicles that are coming left and right. Price matters, right? Price matters. You have a budget that you need to be very disciplined when you buy stuff, especially big items like this. Now we have the Vulture tease, not yet released, but then we have the speeder bike with the bark, and then we have all those vehicles which prices are going into the $600, very, very pricey. So
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, going on, Joel. What do you think?
False.
sorry,
No,
my little one just came back and she was about to say something. Anyway, so the reason why I talk about the price is because this could be the new normal, guys. If prices are going up, that means less people might be willing to pre-order, which at the end might affect us in terms of getting the figure when it's released, and potentially when you decide to get it, paying aftermarket prices. So I'm gonna start from Costa. So I want to hear your thoughts, Costa, on this. Prices are going up, pre-orders are going down.
It'll be the normal for a while until there aren't as many figures available, and then they sell out quicker, and then people are just gonna not take any chances as time goes on. I don't see it. I see it like a roller coaster. Like right now, prices going up, people pre-order. There's a backlog. That's mainly why people aren't pre-ordering. It's not just about the prices. There's just a lot of time to wait. It's just going to be interesting when some of these figures that have low pre-orders and they do the bare minimum order for them and they sell out quick. and then you're, you know, scrambling on eBay or on one of the boards trying to get one aftermarket, and then you're like, oh, I should pre-order again, and then we'll start seeing pre-orders, and hopefully, you know, supplies and you know, materials to make the stuff is hopefully going to go down, and maybe we'll see some like stability with the pricing, which would be really nice if we could just like stay here and not, you know, go up any further.
Just said a year ago.
Yeah. Hey, let's just level out and chill for a while. But yeah, I look at it like, you know, supply and demand. You know, we're going to be on a roller coaster ride for a while until we get our supply chains situated and get you know, some of this backlog out too. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And this is the reason why I touched this topic is because, you know, a lot of people, you know, are concerned. You know, it's a hobby that is getting more expensive, and prices are getting you know, higher and higher. We know the current situation, the economy, the inflation, and all that. We know that the delays. We know all that. But eventually, at one point, you know, people are not pre-ordering as much, right? We spoke about this many shows ago, way before all this happened, you know, and now there's a sign that something is going on with the pre-orders. So, Doug SMIZZLE, what are your thoughts about this, my friend?
So kind of one of the thoughts I've had, you know, over the last few days is, you know, with prices going up, it very well could be that they're trying to decrease the demand, you know, so that they don't have to make 20,000 Beskar Mandos again. You know, they bump up the price, they get less pre-orders, but they're still meeting their bottom line. You know, it's kind of like when the Disney parks, when they raise their prices to decrease the demand for the tickets because there's too many people coming to the park. So I think the philosophy is kind of the same here with Hot Toys. They're a luxury item. I think too many people are buying into Hot Toys right now, and they may be probably adjusting their pricing just based on trying to decrease demand. So I do hope we level out here, because where I thought we were going to kind of top out at for a while was not the ceiling. The ceiling keeps to inch up a little bit higher, you know, every quarter or so. So it's interesting to see where maybe, you know, the prices do settle, but I think it's all planned. Because look at the Chrome Clone Trooper. That's about $25 more than a regular trooper right now, like without a head sculpt. You know, if you look at most troopers, they're about, you know, $220, $250. You know, so if you're kind of looking at the Chrome Clone Trooper, I think they're kind of maybe testing the market again a little bit further. You might even see, you know, bare minimum clones being around that 260 price, you know, here in the future soon. I knock on wood, I regret saying that because now it may actually happen, but we'll see. I feel like this is all planned.
It is. I think, you know, the way this is going is that, like Christian said, he said, I got a feeling that high price Hot Toys figures will be limited, whether they mark them limited or not. So what they're trying to do is, you know, probably eventually prices are continue to go up. You know, they're gonna be producing more figures with vehicles. Maybe, like, you know, we had this conversation with Easy yesterday on his or the day before on his show, that, you know, why, for example, they didn't announce this figure, just the figure and the vehicle separate, right? Because, you know, they want to have the cell, they want to have the figure. You need a driver for the vehicle, right? You don't just need the vehicle, so they want to do that, right? And this is a valid point. But now the price tag is high, and we know that, because again, current situation. But if you break it down, it's really fair price, right? The figure 250, vehicle 200 or 3 something. I mean, you have 2 vehicles in here, so it's about right. But Desi, I want to hear your opinion on this. You know, prices going up, pre-orders going down. Would this be the new normal?
Just quick question: Scout Speeder. Can you get the Scout Speeder by itself without the Scout Trooper? I don't I don't know.
The
I
Return
haven't
of
No,
the
you
Jedi
cannot.
version?
You
No.
I
cannot.
don't think so.
From
You
Mandalorian,
cannot,
you cannot.
From the
Mandalorian is a
Mandalorian, no.
set. It's
Yeah,
a set.
Okay.
but from the
The
other
re-
one you can,
But
right?
you can get the Scout Trooper alone.
Yes, yeah, but you
Right.
can't get the speeder.
You can't
No,
get
I
the
just
bike
wondered.
for either alone.
Okay. Anyways, I'm sorry to answer your question. This all comes in waves, right? We've seen, if you've been collecting for long enough, you've seen this. You've seen this with Hot Toys. It's a little different now, of course, because of the situation with COVID, the shortages, the shipping crisis, which we've already mentioned, right? So it's a little different, but it's just the market, and it's Hot Toys finally trying to balance stuff out. And it's like Josh was saying on the stream, I think on Friday, when he says, well, if people don't pre-order at Comic Concepts, he's not going to invest the capital
Mhm.
to purchase as many figures. And my response to that is awesome. That's what I've been wanting for the last 1 to 2 years. Stop for retailers and distributors, especially Sideshow, to stop ordering so much because then you're left with all this stock. They have to sell it for 15% off. You're watering down the market. If you pre-ordered at any point in time, by the time you get your figure, it's already worth less. Like,
Right.
That's not good. Like, that's, even if your mindset is, I'll never sell this figure, who cares? Like, it matters. It matters because that might ruin the hobby altogether. So they're just balancing it out. And I can tell you right now, $385 is a lot of money for a figure.
Right.
But I'd rather pay $385 and have the fig than pay $300. And by the time I get the $300 figure, it's worth $215. So rather than $300, it's worth $215 by the time I get it. I'd rather pay $385. It sucks. I can get less figures, but I feel like I'm keeping some kind of value there.
It is always the way I see it, like you said it, and you guys put it right, very nicely done. Like, it is, they're waves, right? Like, we get to the point that that we got so many figures at once, and figures were sitting in the shelves for longer than usual. Back in the day, years ago, figures tend to sell quicker. I think because we have more collectors right now, and what they're trying to do is trying to have balance in the force. They're trying to, without saying it. I mean, we spoke about this many, and this is your witness of this. We spoke about this many shows ago about, okay, so we have a DX. What if we have a premium format or whatever? What they're trying to do now is distinguish that in the price, not necessarily with a label of something. By doing those type of vehicles, which is really, it is pricey, it makes you think, okay, now if I get this, I'm probably gonna be one of the few who are gonna get this, because not every collector have the space to display a vehicle with a driver in a display case, right? So it could start happening more often than usual. So don't get surprised if you start seeing vehicles coming, or if you see figures with a different variation. Now, Hot Toys tried to add some, like for example, Spider-Man. They tried to add something different, which was the diorama. Right now, they have a beautiful diorama set that you can get with a figure, with is that the upgraded suit or something like that? The Spider-Man, the one with from the No
both
Way
the
Home?
The
integrated and
Integrated, the
yeah.
integrated one.
They
Yes, that
both
comes
have
with
yeah.
right. So people want to buy that one because of the diorama, right? Because again, you want options, especially if you are a photographer, for example. If you want to display your figure with that beautiful diorama, you're gonna pay the price. But Joe, I want to hear your thoughts about this. I know we spoke about this on Easy's show, so I'm kind of like stealing his topic, but he knows I do it with a lot of love. Just to expand on this, because I think this is really good topic, and then Josh mentioned it on Friday as well. If people don't pre-order, that means that the local sellers here, your preferred seller in the US, whether it's Sideshow, Comic Concepts, or whoever, are not gonna, they will not know exactly how many units they're gonna need, so they're gonna do a guesstimate of whatever they need to pay, and that can affect everything, right? Prices can affect, maybe might affect in a positive way the shipping, because if you don't know how many orders you want, you're pretty much guessing, okay, give me 50 figures, for example, right? Instead of getting me 300 figures, right? So you have now a small quantity, which might as well ship faster. But I want to hear your thoughts, Joao, on this.
I mean, I think there's the other problem here, is that it's sometimes we we consider Hot Toys overproduced figures, but I don't think that's only the case. Remember that there are many collectors that cancel pre-orders. A canceled pre-order is a dead stock, and there is not only one. If you have 50 people canceling pre-orders, that is dead stock, and there were a lot of people canceling pre-orders left and right, and still do. And that pre-orders that they are canceling were already ordered from Sideshow to Hot Toys. Sideshow will have those figures, no matter you cancel the pre-order or not. And I think that's not only Hot Toys' fault, but during these last 2 years, many collectors start collecting pre-orders. You have people with 30, 40, 50, 60 pre-orders, and when the time comes, they think, no, maybe I don't need all of these, and then they start canceling. And many people canceling, it's dead stock. This is also a problem. And that happened mostly with the Mark 85 and the Mark 85 battle damaged. Because no store will have. I have a store near me that they have 160 Mark 85 battle damage dead stock, canceled pre-orders. So you can see the
wow,
160 pieces.
But that's to my point, Joel. Like I get that, but again, I think the fault for that has to be a learning experience, and that fault lies on both Sideshow and Hot Toys. You know, it's not like. I know it's hard.
Shouldn't you as a customer be responsible for the order that you make?
Of course. Well, yes, of course. But like you said, customers are going to be customers. They're gonna cancel orders. That's why companies that produce like this kind of Games Workshop, and I know most people don't know what I'm talking about, but they produce model kits for Warhammer 40K. They even have their own retail stores, and they have third-party stores like local comic book stores. They will limit your allotment. If you want to order 20 pieces of whatever, they'll say, nice try, you get 8. Because we see in our systems that last time you ordered 5 and we're on your website right now and you still have 3. So nice try, bro. No, because we don't want our product watered down. Car dealerships do that with high-end cars, right? So it's hard to say that because everybody wants to make more money, and I can't blame them for that.
You know that for Endgame was the golden eggs for Hot Toys.
But what happened with Infinity War that came before Endgame?
And Infinity War, they knew that they would profit and they would win a lot with that 2 lines. That's why they go deep on that.
But they didn't learn from Infinity War.
Yeah,
and then they went to Endgame. And then look at all the stuff that's overstocked, not only from Endgame, but for other movies that came after Endgame or even before Infinity War. Like they did, I think they're learning now. I hope they're learning. But what I'm saying is, I'm being very critical. I get it, but all I'm saying is they need to adapt in order.
But that's
to
my
stay
point
at
now.
level. Yeah,
that's my point now. Is that we already see a turning point.
Yeah,
especially
right now.
Here,
look at what just happened.
Here we already see.
I'm talking now, Joe.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm ranting too much.
Let me just jump. I just want to jump, but like we just got 12 releases in the last 4.5-5 weeks. Since April 22nd, when Hot Toys dropped that photo, we already had the DX19 release, the Tumblr release that same day, and then every week since that photo, there's been a new release. So how many people do you think were prepared to pay the final price for those figures? Like Sideshow is already shipping all of this. So if you weren't making plans and already having the stuff like paid off before this was shipping, like you're probably right now scrambling, trying to figure out how to pay everything off and canceling your order. So there's probably going to be a lot of dead stock on this.
Pretty much. But another thing I want to add to this, and that's a good topic, a good point, you guys. 150 people watching. Please, por favor, hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Cool topics between collectors. 9:05 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you. So yes, y'all said no, buyers are responsible for the purchases, they need to be more. I understand that. At the same time, things happen in life, right? Maybe at one point you lose interest. Maybe at one point you say, you know what, I don't want this. Or because we have another competition over there on the other side of the world selling the same figure at $100 less than the actual figure that you can get over here. And because they probably got most of the stock in Hong Kong, sold it the first few batches at a profit, margin, making, 30-40% more of what they were, getting it originally. And now say, you know what, I'm not Sideshow. I cannot afford having that stock. So let's just $200. Let's go. And people will buy. People will buy. That's the reality. If you have a company that destroys a figure in terms of pricing, like from $400 to $250, I mean, no brainer, you're gonna go with $250, right? Despite the fact that this company is not good, that it has issues with shipping and all that, we can argue all day about it. But that's also a fact that we need to take into account when we're talking about
Yeah,
price.
because
and when we talk about
even if
this.
you lose your NRD from Sideshow, you can still buy this figure from overseas at a cheaper price. That NRD will not be a loss. And then, but for the price,
but that's
the Hot
another
Toys
reason
price,
for cancellation as well, because people say,
Yeah.
"Wait a minute, I'm waiting this long when I can get it this for this price." F that. I'm gonna cancel this. I'm gonna go there, right? And then whatever they get that figure or not is on them. It's on whoever is buying the figure, right? Because
And
for Hot Toys price, let me just add this because I didn't answer. For Hot Toys price, we are talking about the price increasing, but in reality, the prices here didn't increase that much. It's been the same line of prices that there's always been. The increase was very minimal. The increase is in your side, not in our side.
Well, and it's not even really an increase on our side, though. It's because the U.S. just Sideshow's locked into having to pay for the import costs. So because they have obviously they're passing that bill on to us, but I mean they have to incur those costs. So we do get that 20, 25, 30% markup on a lot of the Hot Toys stuff. So I think we're kind of handcuffed to that until maybe something changes, because you don't see that with some other company like 3-0 or even Blitzway. You see maybe a little bit of a markup from Blitzway from the Bandai Namco website, but not as much.
But that has gone up, guys, like the 25 to 30%, because I know that's been consistent.
That's been consistent for the last like 2 or 3 years since I've been doing that.
Yeah,
conversion.
and even before then, because I would just say the prices are going up. It's just that for us in the States, it's 25 to 30% more.
Right, and so we just think it's
hasn't gone
going up so much more. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is, but it is like it's 25 to 30% more of the China price of the Hong
But
Kong.
you need to
price.
consider that Sideshow doesn't buy Hot Toys at Hong Kong price.
Yes,
they buy a
wholesale.
very much lower
which
price,
is probably
than
15% off.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Everything, everything counts, and there's no secret that Sasha is going after this company because they kill the market here locally as well. Not to say that they're already killing the market over there for the Hong Kong China market, right? It's really difficult for them to get the figures. Quick example, like how long Joao got his Moff Gideon. I mean, it took a long time, and he's
No,
there.
I don't have my Moff Gideon.
No. What was the figure that you got recently? There was
Django
Django Fett. Sorry, Django Fett. But look how long it took you to get it. I got it before you, and I'm here in the US.
Which normally
I get them next week.
In normal situation, I would get it next day or 2 days after. Now, Moff Gideon haven't arrived. Luke haven't arrived.
Because they're all in California. Like they're all in stock right now at Sideshow. You go to their website, like everything is in stock right now.
This is a good point as well.
Mine is in some reseller in Hong Kong.
So Spacehead Studio says, I wish Sasha should ship out their incoming stock to those who order first. It's so frustrating. And we spoke about this as well.
This is horrible, really.
It is, I mean, actually we spoke with Josh on Friday, Comic Concepts, check him out, good guy. We spoke about this, like it is not fair to my eyes. Like if I order something, let's say yesterday, and I got and it's already shipped, and people who ordered it like day one did not get it. That's another thing why people might cancel their pre-orders, because they say, you know what, this is not fair. I ordered my figure like when it came out, and then I see Josh Smoke ordered last week and get it. He's gonna get the figure like in 2 days. And what about me who got it ordered it first? They need to make sure, they need to actually, get the shit together. They need to make sure that they can deliver to buyers, because without buyers there's no store. Simple as that, right? You need to make sure that you deliver, especially people who order things first, or people who do payment plans, who are pretty much already 90% is paid off already. For them to get like last in the line, it's not fair.
I think Sideshow separate payment plans from the other orders, right?
So this is what I've noticed, and I love Sideshow. They do a lot right, but shipping has always been a problem. By the way, Spacehead Studio, to your question, no, don't pay that, because unless he was asking, should I pay off? He put an NRD on Ahsoka, and he's asking, should he pay it off in order to get that order first? My question to him was, did you get an email from Sideshow asking you, hey, we've got your allotment of Ahsoka, would you like to pay off early? He said no. And I said, if you didn't get that email, don't pay it off, because just because you pay off your order doesn't mean you're next in line to get it shipped, unless it's in stock and it says shipping next day. That's different. But to talk about the shipping thing with Sideshow, just in my experience, and I know if there's anybody from Sideshow watching, they'll probably say I'm wrong, and that's cool. But in my experience, there's 3 ways to order: pay in full up front for a pre-order that won't come up for 2 years, a payment plan, or you order it now and pay in full once the item's in stock, once it gets there. In my experience, if you pay in full at the beginning, years before it comes out, or if you do a payment plan, you're at random. The only way to prioritize it, from what I've been able to tell, is if you pay in full at the time of shipping. Why? Because it's obvious, guys. They don't have your money yet. They're not going to get your money until it ships. That's what I've been able to tell. I have no data, no paperwork to see that. I'm just judging it based on my 12 years of ordering with Sideshow and being on Facebook community.
What I
Yeah,
do.
that's true. That's true. Let me read this comment real quick before we go to calls and you guys to continue this topic. Very good topic, by the way. Very good conversation. Thank you, everyone watching right now. 150 people watching. Hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes. La Cueva de Griton, Troy. He says the real problem with Hot Toys is that they are raising their prices and down the accessories, and third-party companies elevate their game. So in this case, there's a 50-50, because yes, the prices are getting up, but it's not like necessarily Hot Toys who set the price. It's Sideshow, based on what we discussed, the fees and all that they need to pay. And whatever comes with the figure is Hot Toys who decides, right? They are the ones who release the figure with a certain amount of accessories, whatever, and that's what they sell pretty much. I think the way this is going is that we're going to continue seeing prices going up, hopefully, with these prices going up, we're going to see also more stuff in terms of, dioramas or vehicles, which seems to be it could be the new normal. I'm not going to say yet, but it seems that it's going that route. And then pre-orders are going to go down a little bit, because people are going to be more hesitant to pre-order. They're going to say, you know what, this is too pricey. Let me wait until they find a product to see if it's worth getting it, right? I don't want to just put some money and lose my NRD if the figure is trash or if the vehicle is trash, for example, right? Or let me wait until these guys over there have the figure so I can buy it, so I don't have to wait until, they have it here, which takes longer time, which, by the way, when I pre-order, it doesn't matter, because I know I'm not going to get it first. I'm going to be the last of the line. But anyone wants to jump in and continue with the conversation? What do you think is a real problem here, based on this comment?
Labor cost, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine that
the price of the price of plastic, I'm sure, is up because the way oil is right now.
It is.
So yeah, you're gonna get less plastic because it's not cost effective at the moment.
And the shortage remains there, and I mean that's why it's more expensive. There's a shortage, and to be fair, prices have been going up for years. Going back to 2010, prices have steadily been increasing for plastics. Then it kind of leveled off around 2014, 15, and then it started going back up again. Now it's really bad with the shortages. So,
do you think that's the reason? Do you think that's the reason they haven't announced yet the Batmobile, because they are having troubles to calculate the cost and the price for such a huge vehicle that will require such amount of plastic to be done?
It could be, that could be part of it, but it could also be shipping right now, how expensive
Exactly.
shipping is on that item.
Yeah.
Plus, it could just be that we're trying to catch up, and it could be production capacity. It could be anything, but yeah, or it could be all of it.
Yeah, and this is a good point too. Orders filled in, or they're received, not too much to ask, and that's simple. I mean, I don't understand how this is a problem. To be honest with you, it shouldn't be like this. And let me tell you guys are not the only ones talking about this. I get comments asking me, telling me, like somebody ordered the other day that we were talking about Django Fett. One person ordered day one, and that person ordered like literally 4 days ago, and they already shipping their figure, but not the person who ordered day one. I mean, this is something that they need to fix. And do you now piggyback to this question? Do you think that the low number of pre-orders or cancellations is because maybe Sideshow did it to themselves by not fulfilling the orders the way they should have done it? What do you guys think?
I mean,
I think it
that's
had
part of.
Go ahead.
I was
Sorry.
just gonna say, I think that's part of the reason. I actually just saw somebody on one of the Facebook groups say that they canceled like 10 figures just like a few minutes ago.
What?
You see,
So
Because all those 10 figures that just released.
yeah, well, these
I
are
understand.
like, this is like Batman, Nightmare Batman, and Superman. I mean,
that's coming out
it's
soon too.
yeah,
And we saw
it's-
that coming.
Here, I got it. Oh, it
Yeah.
disappeared. No, this guy, he Cyborg, Athena, Gilgamesh, Infinity Ultron, Winter Soldier, like this is stuff that's not coming out till 2023. They're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna my NRD, forget it. We'll just see them as they come out, which is at this time, yeah, that's what you got to do. I mean, tying up money. I saw somebody talk about the with COVID and not knowing what is going to come next. You don't know if something will happen in your life where you need that money, and this is a luxury item. It's not a necessity, although that's debatable for me.
For all of us. But the truth of the matter is, if we are collectors and we decide to go this route, is because you can afford it, right? I mean, that's the reality.
Yeah.
You're not gonna go into spending $1,000 a month in figures if you cannot afford it. That's a fact. I mean, I'm assuming everyone here is able to buy the figures, right? And then you shouldn't be collecting if you can't.
Just let me ask you a
Go ahead.
question. Before in Sideshow, let's say 3-4 years ago, for you that collect for those times, Sideshow always keep Hot Toys in stock, or before they were going waitlisted fast and out of stock fast?
It
gone.
comes in waves.
Yeah.
It comes in waves. But let's talk Star Wars in 2015. Rogue One. Those figures were around for forever. Darkseid Anakin. But
Okay,
before
well.
then, in the 2010 to
That
2014,
Vader did go quick though.
Yeah, that's a good example, right? So it depends the figure, but 2010 to 2014, even 2008 to 2014, like, yeah, it would get in stock, but it would sell out quick or go to waitlist pretty quick, kind of like we saw at the early 2021 with Commander Cody, where it was in stock for a couple of months, maybe 3 months, or Heavy Mandalorian. You know what I mean? So it comes in waves.
Yeah, maybe that's what's needed to balance the market.
Yeah.
They need
Yep.
to balance the force. Fat Gadget says, I ordered Classic Spider-Man in December 2020, and it is in status expected to ship tomorrow. Bring it on. Look at that. That's a really good figure, though. The Classic Spidey. Very, very good one.
Very good figure.
Yeah, these are waves. I mean, we're gonna eventually see the prices keep going up and pre-orders numbers going down. But now, who are gonna benefit from this? Actually, it's gonna be the people who are gonna pre-order. Because if the numbers are gonna be low and not too many people are gonna pre-order, these companies are gonna guesstimate how many they can get, and chances are they're probably gonna sell quicker. And chances are that if you decide make your mind after the fact, you're gonna pay double the price, and that's gonna suck. That's gonna suck. but I guess it is what it is. So let's move on to the next topic. Really good conversation now, kind of similar but different, right? So we're talking about the prices. We're talking about the pre-order numbers. It's affecting shipping. Shipping is quicker. Shipping is delayed. But now Sideshow is actually shipping fast now. I'm very surprised. I mean, Moff Gideon, we got Jango Fett. Really not that you know slow as we thought at one point. It is. I mean, obviously, it's good for the collectors. I mean, Jango Fett was released a few weeks ago, and it's already shipping. People already getting theirs, so that's a good sign, I think. So I'm gonna start with Joao on this one. I mean, I know that you don't care about Sideshow because you live over there, but us in the US have been seeing a faster shipping in terms of when the figure is actually announced and then when it's actually shipping, and that's good. Not only Sideshow, Comic Concepts and other companies are getting their figures faster as well. So is this a good sign, Julius?
Yeah, it's a good sign, but it's all have to do with the way we collect, because if you collect all toys, you always want to have the figure as fast as possible, because you want to open, you want to check, you want to that's why people were buying the 2-pack Boba from Hong Kong at a premium price, $600. People were buying that 2-pack Boba, and I never understood why you would pay $600 for that, just because you want to have it first, right? I'm a bit different. I can tell you, for example, the X19, I haven't opened yet. It's there in the box. I'm not in a rush to open. I already know how the figure looks like. I know it's amazing. It's a Batman. I will wait maybe until for the in-art Joker to go out, and then I will open them together. So it depends the way you collect. If you are always eager to have the figure first and to have it, this is a good move by Sideshow, and that's the only way Sideshow can start competing with Hong Kong. It's like to have the figures first. They are doing unboxing first. They already do the unboxing of the Mark V, and you haven't seen blogger photos of the Mark V, right? There's no blogger photos.
No, because it's a reissue, so they don't do
Okay,
normally
but
reissues.
they already do the
unless
unboxing
I'm
and
wrong.
probably will start shipping soon. The problem is that is the only way. The problem, no, I mean, is the only way to compete with Hong Kong. Hong Kong will not stop. There's no way you will stop this, because if you stop resellers, the resellers do one thing that it's very easy. They go take a ticket and buy as a normal person, and then collect tickets and sell that to others. It's impossible to stop them, because as a store, Hot Toys in the secret base cannot deny a customer from pre-ordering, because they are paying. Anyone can go there and pre-order, even it's a kid with 15 years old or a grandma with 85. For them, it's the same. So they will not stop. It will never stop. So Sideshow is trying to counterattacking having the figures earlier. Now it depends on the collector itself. If you still want to pay a first batch price, that I think, in my own opinion, is ridiculous to pay a first batch price for a figure, or if you can wait. But in my opinion, I'm honest, I don't understand why someone would pay $600 for a 2-pack Boba. I don't know.
That's a good point too. But that all includes how fast these companies ship the figures to the collector, right? And that's something that is changing, and hopefully it gets better and better. I mean, obviously everyone wants to get their stuff quicker. You don't want to wait like 2-3 months. And to Doug SMIZZLE's point, when Hot Toys released that picture with the upcoming releases, everything was kind of releasing quick, and that's good. I don't recall when they dropped these pictures like this years ago that it was as fast as it was now. It was really fast. I mean, everything was just coming left and right. Maybe the fact that we have the celebration, Star Wars celebration, and we got like a 3 Star Wars figures, they wanted to do it right away. That made sense. That was good. But it is a good sign. I mean, Sideshow shipping stuff first. Comic Concepts already getting the figures, start shipping as well. Not too long ago from the day it was released. So to me, hopefully this evolves and gets better and better. But what are your thoughts, Desi?
Shipping fast now. I don't think they're shipping fast. I just think we've seen an on-site an onslaught, not an onslaught, an onslaught of figures being released. So it seems like they're shipping fast. Yes, there were some examples where, like Boba 2-pack, right, where they got it pretty fast.
By the way, if anyone here paid $600, I'm sorry, but I didn't ask you before. I know Desi paid, but
no, I paid $650, but no, just kidding, I never paid that. No, and I don't blame those people either. There's some people that, this is just toys. That's a couple $100 more. Can you those people that pay $100,000 over MSRP for a sports car? Like, those people exist, man. Just because they want to have
of course
6 months, like,
Right.
whatever.
You see, Trumbull
Cool.
does this. Not all channels generate revenue to that degree. Well, mine definitely not. but eventually, hopefully one day. But I mean, again,
he's
this is
talking
my
about
hobby.
what
This is not-
about YouTube
no,
channels, the
yeah,
revenue
the-
to pay. Sure,
right.
sure.
It takes time. But go ahead. Desi.
I receive $3 per video. If that many.
That's a lot.
Keep the change.
I'm not even monetized.
$3 after 30%, and YouTube will take out 30%, so you can see
Yes.
how much of those $3.
So shipping fast, I don't know. I hope so. I hope that they start getting. I've said hopefully they work out some kind of contract with Hot Toys that they can get closer to that. But I don't know. But anyways, guys, I like this video. Like now,
Yeah, like right now, 153 people. It's a
Right
travesty.
now.
We don't have 100 likes. Come on.
Shame on you. Hit the like button.
Shame on you. I should have something that says click the like button. Maybe this is gonna help. Go. Dr. Missile.
What's that?
Misa wants to know, so you're shipping fast now?
Yes and no. I think some stuff they're getting in stock really quick. Like I think there's quite a few things that actually just hit like the in stock status too. It's no longer pre-order, like Django and Anakin. You can go order those right now and have them tomorrow if you wanted. I'm still waiting on Ahsoka. She's been out, I think, nearly 2 months. Finally getting the Boba Fett 2-pack. It's been out almost 6 months. So I think it's hit or miss here and there, but yeah, I think there's some stuff that they're definitely getting out much faster. So my Iron Man Mark V, I believe, should be shipping today. Moff Gideon shipped yesterday, and the Boba Fett 2-pack shipped yesterday too. So it's just raining Hot Toys right now.
So do you think that comes because maybe there were low pre-order numbers for, Moff Gideon, Jango Fett, maybe Transport Trooper, and all that, or do you think it was just a coincidence that this happened?
I think it's a possibility that they're either incredibly low batch or Hot Toys went ahead and sent out a massive amount to Sideshow just to have in stock, and so it wasn't in this pre-order status. But it's hard to say. I'm not there to be on. I wish I were a fly on the wall. Honestly, I would like to know. But yeah, I am happy with the speed and pace of which we've seen things actually being shipped and delivered to collectors. I think that makes everyone happy.
Yes, it makes everyone happy. Everyone wants to get their figures before everyone, right? I mean, we don't want to see a video of the unboxing. We want to see the figure in my hand. Costa.
Yeah, I like it when they come out around the same time as Hong Kong, but it's over the last couple of years they've done that at times, but then it goes back to waiting a few months. I hope it changes, but I don't think so. I think this is just one of those situations where everything's just coming in, and Hot Toys wants to give some to Sideshow and fulfill, their figure orders in Hong Kong. And I wish I won't. I was one of those. I was one of those when I started the channel. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get day one. I'm gonna pre-order them like right out the gate. Get it the lowest price. I'm gonna do all kinds of reviews, and it doesn't happen that way. You get the figure, and sometimes it sits for a while because you're sitting there trying to figure out, like, at least for me, I like to, take the figure and look at it and write stuff down and make, jokes and shit. So I learned a long time ago, day one's not for me. Plus, you are spending like an extra.
Wouldn't you agree that sometimes if you get the day one pre-order, for example, for YouTube channel, right? Doesn't sometimes the pressure to get the review done will somehow take out the joy that you would have if you could open it slowly? And
hell yes, it does. It really does, and I have experienced that. And one of the things that I am learning is you do you do a quality video and people will come. It's not always first person out there. As long as you put out something that's quality, you'll get your people, and there's enough for everybody, and that's why it's like great to have like a community of channels where we do stuff like this and talk to each other and promote each other, because there is enough out there for everyone. And to get back to the point, I like the fact, like, I got Anakin last week on Snap. I have Luke coming in this week. I mean, both of these I pre-ordered in 2020. I'm happy that I'm getting them, and if Django's in stock, I might have to like shimmy over there and pick him up, and Moff Gideon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out after this, Doc. Thank you for letting me know.
Dante, let me ask you a question.
Beast.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you sometimes you do the one day first day reviews. Do you unbox the figure
Sometimes.
when you? Okay, most of the times. Do you unbox the figure first time during
Most
the
of the
review,
time?
or you unbox
Most of the
or you unbox before? Or how do we do? You are
No,
doing the
actually, I do the
live?
unboxing. No,
The
I do the
first?
unboxing on the spot. Yeah,
Okay.
just to get the feeling, But it is some true in that, because when you're doing, like, for example, I'm going to talk about my personal experience, right? When I do this, unboxing reviews and I put it up for you guys, sometimes I have a pressure with myself to put it as soon as I can, as soon as I get the figure, right? And sometimes, even if I want to do it, sometimes it is difficult because I have a day job too. So by the time I come home, sometimes it's really late, and I'm a human being and I'm really exhausted, so it's difficult. But I try myself to do my best and try to get stuff as quick as I can. Like, for example, I was in a business trip for a week, and then I came back and I started doing my back-to-back reviews. But don't think it was just I was getting to my bed super late. I was like hours recording and doing editing and all that. It takes time, but I do because I like it. It's not like because I'm forced or because I have to pay my bills if I don't do a video. That's the difference. Like I said it many times. The day I'm over it and I want to turn off the switch, I just turn off the switch and continue with my life. And keep collecting, but not doing videos, right? But I do this because I like it. That's why every time that I do a video, it pushes me to do better and better. Try to evolve. Try to provide quality, right, to you guys. But it is definitely not easy recording videos, and doing reviews and all that. It takes time, effort, and if you want to do something half-ass, I mean, you can just do it. But if you want to do something good, it takes time. It takes time. But I want to address this comment from Howard's Toys Ray. Says Sasha lost a ton of money on Rex, Endgame cap. Now Ahsoka, I'm sure Sasha gave Hatus a clear message because they were tired of losing pre-owned money to Hong Kong sellers, and that's true.
I can see that.
It is true. They, especially with Captain America, they lost a lot of money. A lot of people were tired of waiting. I mean, it was ridiculous. But again, really, it wasn't Sideshow's fault. It was shipping delays and all that. And of course, the company took advantage of it and pretty much lower the price on the figure so people can get it from them. So,
But also, I'll be a broken record here. How did Hong Kong resellers have enough to supply Hong Kong and China and the U.S.?
it's a very good question. Really, nobody knows the facts. Why? We can assume and we
They
can
need
kind of
place
like
a lot of orders.
Because
Well-
Hot Toys let them order way too much.
Right. There's one website I was able to determine how many in-game Thors they had in stock, and it was over 1,700. And so I was like,
Holy
okay, yeah, like there's no way they had. Well, maybe they did, but it just seems very cumbersome to have so many people go and line up and make that pre-order for you. Someone somewhere has to be allowing a distribution order of X amount of figures all at once, like to one person.
Yeah, because
I
it's
would
like
assume
this. If I don't know if at this moment those bigger ones, those bigger resellers like Toys on the Land, if they still do that secret based ticket thing. Because, for example, here in China, if you are an agent, you just place an order of the amount you want. It's not by
Right.
ticket. You just say, I want 700 or I want 1,000. You pay the deposit and you will get those figures. Probably in Hong Kong, they have some system for distribution, and those resellers already are doing that system and not going ticket by ticket, because you can imagine if you are getting 1,000 people to line up for you. I don't think that's the way they are doing. In the end of the day, Hot Toys is winning their money. It doesn't matter if by Hong Kong resellers or by Sideshow. Hot Toys will receive the same. And
right, because they get paid up front. So whatever that happens with them is, it pretty much whatever happens is like.
If he dies, he dies.
But
Pretty
they do
much.
get affected, right? Like
Pretty much.
if Sideshow all of a sudden has all these cancellations and all this going forward, they're not going to order as many, you would think, from Hot Toys. Same thing goes for all the distributors around the world. So Hot Toys says, okay, it is my problem now because now I'm getting less orders in general. Like you would think that's the balancing act that we've been talking about.
Right. And also want to piggyback on what Joel said, but also want to address this comment. TK592 says, as long as a figure doesn't blue screen in the meantime, I'm okay with waiting. Want Django a lot, but I'm looking to potentially 80 off. I wait for some points and coupons to come in soon. And you know what? That seems to be a strategy nowadays.
Yep.
Think about what happened.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back in time. Think about what happened with what was this figure? Pennywise, right? Venom. Just to name you two. Now look what happened with the 501st Trooper, right? We listed, everyone got nuts, then went back to life, and then obviously eventually that's it, right? So that could be a strategy as well to put pressure on collectors. Maybe when they see that the or put low stock remaining, for example, right? So it makes you, oh shoot, you know what, I'm gonna get it. I don't want to miss out on this. So those tactics work. I mean, a lot of people get like the FOMO thing, right? They want to get it even though they don't need it. I want to get it. If you didn't get it by the time it's being in stock, chances are you don't need it at all. But because you see that blue bar, because you see people, that's the pressure. But do you think that could be another strategy, guys? Like that's what they do, so people can just go and start pre-ordering. Anyone can start.
Yeah, absolutely. I think most stores and most distributors and retailers do that. That's natural, though, right? You can't blame them for that. It's part of the game, But I also agree, Dante, that I think that's a lot of the strategy now from a lot of the veterans, who have been collecting for at least over a year. Even I waited. I got the Tank Commander Trooper recently in May. I ordered him. It was my birthday, and I was like, hey, I might as well order something. I've got a $20 coupon. Then the next week for the celebration that they had, he was 10% off, which is just a little over $20 off. And I was like, man, if I would have waited, it doesn't really matter. It's just a couple of bucks. But if I would have waited a few more days, I could have got him for 10% off. And I already was using a $20 off coupon. So, you might as well wait till they're in stock at this point, at least for these figures coming in now.
That's true. What do you think, Costa?
Yeah, I agree. And using the coupons and the rewards. Like for Django, I'm gonna use. I have a few hundred in rewards. I'm gonna use 100 for him and 100 for Moff, and that's it's part of the game now. And I hope Sideshow doesn't change that game because they can tweak it at any time. I mean, they have one of the most generous reward systems, especially when you even after they changed everything during their cons. I still was able to get like $30 of like rewards doing the bingo things and the so yeah, I and using the going out of selling out tactic, I think there's something there partially. I think they load up their system, because it was over the weekend. A lot of this stuff happens over the weekend when nobody's there. So they have their system set at a certain number, and then when it hits that number, the system starts freaking out and it's like, oh no, blue screen, oh no, waitlisted. And then on Monday they come in and go, oh, we have another like 500 figures. Let's put those back in the system.
That's true.
But
when
yeah.
That's a good point what you said. All of a sudden, I have 10 more. Let me put it. But I want to say hi to the everyday collector in the house. Hey guys, how you doing, my friend? Thank you so much for stopping by. I want to put this comment here because this is very interesting. Dang Young says faster wheel listing is probably an incentive for resellers to buy multiples. That's a good point. What do you guys think?
Absolutely. I mean, the faster wait list is technically a sellout. That's when, for any collectible, the price starts to go up. So if you're a reseller, that's good.
Well,
for
yeah,
you.
look at the 501st. A week ago, they were going for like 200. Now they're $315 or $600 for the pair.
In Hong Kong, you cannot buy. In Hong Kong, you cannot order stuff after being released. Once it's released, everything is out. There is no way to order more.
It's crazy. I'm telling you, this is crazy. But you see, it could be an.
No, you were just standing very still,
dude. Why are you mad, bro? Don't make me upset.
Yeah, I thought he froze up. He was sitting there very still.
What are you doing? Who's that? Oh, wait a second. Is that
James Bond?
James Bond.
Bond.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I like it.
This is not bad. This is amazing. I tell you, this head sculpt is pristine.
Who is it?
Who made it? 11?
11. Yes, it starts shipping next week.
Yeah, it's not Big Chief. Yeah.
But you know what? This comment is actually pretty interesting because the way I see it is that yes and no. Because it's not necessarily everything that is gonna go away listed or sold out is gonna be a hit, right? Or is gonna be some people maybe because it was already a lot of figures in stock. Pretty much a lot of people got it. Of course, you're gonna see some collectors that are looking for it, but those are mainly because they just leapt on it. I mean, again, if you didn't order it when it was out at one point, chances are that you don't need it now. Yeah. But because of you see the blue bar, you just jump into order it just because, then that's the problem, right? That's not a problem, but that's the I guess the issue, right? Fear of missing out.
And I think while we don't want the product to be in stock for so long and be watered down, we also don't want the extreme opposite, right? Like the NECA Turtles, where like all the bots are going on to Target and buying everything.
NECA because of
we don't want that. We want the nice medium. You've got a few weeks, a couple of months to order it. You had your time, you got it in, you're good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Some sure in the house, definitely. Conquer Knight says, hey, Big Breda, who figure do you have there? Can you show it? He did already. That's the 11.
He already saw.
Bond, James Bond. Singles already says, hi, collectors. I've been saving my rewards since January and had $56 and waited for Anakin to get in stock. Now I get regular stuff. The regular without stab for $204. Nice. That's a good figure, man. Especially the one with the stab. That's going to sell for a lot of money when it's sold out. You know that
Yeah,
that
this
has
thing's
Vehicles,
awesome.
man.
ingredients. That has
Vehicles
ingredients.
are grails.
Yes, because the smaller quantities. You know, not too many people order those. Um, Ryan R says I was able to fully pay off Chrome Mando with Sasha rewards from the cons and even events that they had. So that's good. You know, what are we gonna see next? You know, like it's just so many figures that need to be out. I mean, where's Loki, for example, right? Cable, you know, especially Loki. I mean, they should finish that line already. They're taking forever.
I'm gonna say that they went back to tweak that head sculpt after the other Lokis were announced. I have a feeling that that's what happened, because really that's just a reissue of the Avengers Loki. So
Right. They probably did
um,
recall it. I mean, they did recall that comic Iron Man. So who's to say they didn't recall
Yeah.
the Loki?
yeah,
Because that thing, I got preparing to ship. They charged my final payment. They were like, "Hey, this is coming. Expect it." Like I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then they were like, all of a sudden, "Oops, nope, sorry."
Hell no.
So I even saw a shipping manifest of a container having the MMS number MMS 591 on it, and then
yeah.
it was nothing ever came of it. So I have a feeling it was recalled. They were asked to send it back, and they'll probably repackage them and make new head sculpts if that is in fact the case. I don't know. It's hard to say with that one.
That's rough. If it made it onto a boat.
Yeah.
Same thing with Iron Man. If it made it onto a boat, oof. With the way shipping is now, I'm saying.
Yeah, no, they
that's
probably
rough.
don't want another Iron Man 85 or 50, whatever. Yeah, the regular BD 85
The 85
situation again. Yeah,
Tony
they probably
Stark.
don't want that. That probably, like, I remember you, Desi, last year saying how that probably set their production back because they probably have a factory that's just solely dedicated to painting those head sculpts. And so they
Maybe,
were probably, they were probably held up just trying to fix that mistake or that blowback. And so they probably don't ever want to be in a situation like that again.
Yeah, we don't know how many factories that. I mean, their head sculpts are still awesome, man. Like we don't know how many factories they have that are dedicated. Like Joel was saying before, they've got sub-assembly factories and subcontracted factories. So we don't know how many factories are just doing the head sculpts. Maybe they have multiple. Maybe they just have one. So a screw up like the Mark 85, Tony could have potentially been devastating. We don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it is a possibility that they're doing something with the figure. Maybe not necessarily the head sculpt, but probably something else. It could
Maybe
be
the
something,
tusk
maybe a
they had
damage,
broken,
maybe something was defective and they decided to recall it. It is possible, but one of the figures that we should see very soon is Bakatan, and the only reason why I say that is because here's this chip generate. That's the only way. No sources, nothing. I'm just kind of doing a guesstimate here. I have something in my cart. So this one here, I can't wait because I'm building my Mandalorian collection. Guys, if you haven't seen that video, so far I have all the Mandalorian figures to this point. So check it out if you haven't seen it yet. This one is going to be a nice addition to the collection for sure. But these are the things that sometimes you kind of wonder, right? Why is Hatos taking so long to release a figure? Like, and yes, we understand that we have so much going on. I mean, we're still waiting for the second wave of announcements for Attack of the Clones, which again, the anniversary is the whole year, like Joao always mentioned. So we're probably gonna get more announcements coming, but they need to fulfill orders. But they also need to announce new figures. What about the Spider-Mans that we saw, the ATs with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire? We haven't seen those yet. What about Wanda from WandaVision or Scarlet Witch? They should release that figure soon. I mean, they don't want to have two, Scarlet Witches coming back to back. They want to start getting rid of those. Vision, the Dark Trooper is another one that is probably coming very soon as well. And from the list, from that picture that Hot Toys released the other day, I think we're missing what? Miles Morales, right? And what was the other one? And I think we're missing the 2020. No, I think we're missing the 2020 Spider-Man too.
Did they
With the
show that
spider-
on
the
there?
spider
I thought
suits.
they just showed the bodega and then the Miles from the Spider-Verse.
I think they showed that one. Let me
I
take
think
a look.
the next one we will see is this one.
Blurred or
Blur-
Quill?
yes,
maybe.
the Blurick
Okay.
and Quell.
I think we'll see
Yes.
Nightmare, Batman, Vision, and Hunter before we know it.
And they will delay the
Oh, that will
Batman
be
forever.
sick.
You will see that Batman Forever and Robin. That will
Yes.
delay. I think
Delay
they are going
that.
to
Give
delay
me
that.
time to catch up because I want those. So delay those.
Those could be, I don't think they have a high number of pre-orders for that one. So that means that probably
I
once
think
hit
in
stock.
Asia it was only I pre-order. I was the only one.
They've grown on me.
Yes.
At first, I did not want them at all, but now I'm like, especially after seeing a certain movie recently, I'm like, definitely got to get the Batman.
Right. So we're missing these two guys.
Well, these Spider-Man's already a running joke.
You know, we're missing.
They'll come. They'll
that.
come.
No, they will come. Yeah, for sure they
Yeah.
will come. But they're taking forever.
There they
You
are.
know?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's take a look at this picture here real quick. So we got. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so we got Taskmaster. We got this one here. You see, we have Miles Morales. This is the
No, the bodega suit.
the bodega
Bodega suit.
suit. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
want
missing
that one
this
too.
one and this one only. Everything else was released. Everything.
And
else
they're
was
all
released.
out in the most collectors' hands too.
You want the
I think
bodega
that's
one or you
crazy.
want this one?
The bodega?
Oh, I'm selling the bodega one if you want it.
I don't want it that bad. Well, not that I don't want to buy it from you. I just I don't. It's not
Cheaper than
right
Sideshow,
now.
by the way.
Yeah, it's not for
But
right now.
You just don't want to buy from you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stop
I
it.
want this Miles Morales over here. That Spider one is amazing. I sound like a broken record, but that Spider one is beautiful.
It is.
This classic Iron Man comic version, whatever. I'm not. I mean, you see, like I like Iron Man, but I'm not like the one that wants to have every variation of him.
Right.
Me personally, I'm not. Not into. I like Marvel. Don't make me wrong, but I prefer more Star Wars. For Star Wars, yes, probably I will get, as much as I can if I can, right? And for some reason I start getting some into DC more than usual. So I want to see if I can get this tumbler, but I'm gonna wait until it's in stock and see if I can get it for a decent price. Like just get some coupons, some discount, and just try to get it for a few dollars because I think it's gonna sit for a little bit.
Yeah.
This Batman DX19, however, I don't think it's gonna sit for a little bit. I think this figure is fantastic. It's a huge improvement from the previous version, and I own that version. By the time I did the video, I didn't have it to compare it because I sold it years ago. But this DX19 is really good, really, really good.
Yeah,
So
I think I'm gonna
definitely
like
don't
this
skip on
one,
it.
the DX19, better than the Batman Begins because it's a full rubber suit, and the DX19 has a lot more posability. But how is anyone else on the panel getting the tumbler?
Tumblr, no. It doesn't.
No.
It's.
I
box is
was.
Go
I
ahead.
just I liked the Nolan trilogy. I just don't have that like connection to it like I do with the Tim Burton ones. So I'm being selective. I got the DeLorean.
Yeah.
If we're gonna go with vehicles, I got the Ecto one. So you got to make some cuts somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's the same as me. I have the 89 Batmobile and the Tumblr. It's not very appealing to me. By the way, if anyone want to buy a 89 Batmobile, I'm probably selling mine 1,500, not including shipping. I'm kidding. I will never
Why?
sell it.
I was gonna say why.
No,
are you
I was
doing
like-
that?
He was looking at what the hell. What did you
Dude.
smoke, man? Don't smoke. This is too it's too well, actually not too early, but yeah. So those are the figures that we got. Yes, I agree with you guys. I think the Blurk and Quell should be next. How soon? I don't know. And I have a feeling that blur is gonna be a commodity after the fact.
That thing's growing on me too.
Now it's because it's technically considered
It was one of the last figures I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered the Blurg with Quill. I think it was one of the last ones.
I mean, technically that one is expected to be shipped in July and September. So let me just share my screen so you guys can see. So this one is expected to ship between July and September, right? Then we have the Quell and the Blurg, right? Which I think this one is gonna come together. Prices, I mean, now that we've seen the prices with the vehicles, I think it is still a bit high, but I mean, the quality seems really good, and the blur looks really sick as well. These are the type of sets that you want to have just because it's rare.
Mhm.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like
And
normally you have and unique. Normally you get a speeder bike, you get a some type of vehicle, but not like a animal like this. So this could be
Yeah.
something that eventually Hatos might do with Luke, on Hoth Luke with a ton.
But can you imagine if you have a display together, Quill, the Blur, IG-11, the Scout Troopers, the speeder bike? Looks amazing.
Well, and the
because-
blurgs were in clones, so I'm over here. I'm a big clone collector, so I'm about to slap a 501st or someone on top of this blurg. Like that's been my trigger point lately.
But this thing, be honest, this thing is ugly every day. It's ugly. It's ugly.
I'll give you a good price, Popsec.
It's beautifully ugly.
I really want to sell it. Not that I didn't like. I mean, not like I didn't like the figure. I like the figure, but I don't collect, Spider-Man video games line. So I have that one only. So that's why. But that one, the Bodega one, is actually pretty good. A lot. The articulation is good. The accessories, it is a really good figure. But again,
You are talking as a seller or as a collector?
No, as a collector. As a collector, I mean, if I have the thing is like I don't want to have. I don't collect much of video game lines. Only Dante. That's the only one, believe it or not. I reviewed Dante too, so check it out. From Asmus Toys, really good figure. Mine came a bit defective. Some, like the one of the blades was broken. I didn't make a big deal, say whatever. I just kind of glue it together. But other than that, figure was really good. So very surprised for that. But yeah, going back to the Blur. This screams to me potential grill, I think. Just
it depends how
look
it
at this.
turns out. It depends how it turns out.
It's
I hope
just a
it's
matter
not like
of
a hollow rotocast.
I hope so too. I mean, it's going to be hollow no matter what. It's
Right,
but,
yeah.
but a rotocast, yeah. a
I
vinyl
hope it just
rotocast.
doesn't feel like the Gonk droid. That thing was so
Yeah.
disappointing. Like the touch and feel of hand.
Yeah.
they feel like it's empty, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. You know what? I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. It's again, yeah. I agree with Desi. We have to wait until it's released and we can see it. I mean, right now we just kind of speculating, right? But this is a good looking one, though. I mean,
Now, Quill looks amazing.
tailoring likeness is really spot on, and these are the type of figures that you. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, obviously you want to get. And one thing I noticed, talking about me personally, I didn't need to have multiple troopers, for example, to make the line look good. Like if you saw the video that I put together for the Mandalorian, I have all the troopers, different colors, and it looked really good. It does look really good. When you put it all together, it's a different feeling, right?
Yeah.
It
That's
is
the-
a different feeling.
That's the thing with the Mandalorian line, is because there are too many troopers for that line. I don't collect troopers, and I have 9 from Mandalorian. So because they are all different.
Right. That's one thing, right? So you see, you can get this blur with Quell, right? And also you can get the blur by itself or
And with the
Mando the blur.
Mandalorian, right? This is a reissue of the first
OG
the
Mando.
original Mando, right?
Right. You see, I already have this OG Mando, so I don't think I need another one. And I
Mhm.
think one day we were talking with Denovi, and he said that the way the shape of the legs is made is to accommodate Mando in blur. But the more I've been looking at these pictures, I don't think so. I think
I don't think so.
I think you should be able to fit your own regular Mando. That's why they have the blur by itself, right? So you can get,
Yeah.
Quell and the actually you have Quell by itself, Quell and the blurg. Then you have Mando by itself, right? Mando and the blurg, and then you have the blurg by itself. So you can, whether you never got OG Mando, you can get both at the same time, or if you already got Mando, you can get the blurg, and you can get but Quell, right? But then just get the Quell and the blurg together. I think it's cheaper. If you do the math, maybe. So
I mean, I think it's a good deal if you got Mando with a blur 560. If it was with Quill is 545, but Quill is just
it's a small, yeah.
small. It's a Yoda.
But what if you have already OG Mando though? What are you gonna do with? I mean, you will sell it separate and just keep. I mean, you will break the 2-pack, and that's hard sometimes, especially if in the future if you want to sell something, right? I don't know.
I
What do
can't
you guys
imagine
think?
the box that it comes in, like, because the blurg's gonna be like that big.
Yeah.
Like it'll probably come in like a dual layer box set.
It's gonna
Right,
be
and
pricey
again-
shipping.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah,
and
it's gonna
again,
be massive.
it all comes to price, and not only price but also real estate. Like you have a space to display those figures, right? Because you don't want to just have them in the box. You want to actually display them. So that's another thing.
I have to be
No.
selective with
I
space.
don't know
That's-
if you are familiar with a collector named John from Collecting Weekly.
Yes.
He collects
the everyday
toys,
collector.
but he keeps them in boxes. He doesn't take
Yeah,
them
he's
out
the
of
inbox
boxes.
collector.
He's a box collector.
Oh, really? He doesn't. Oh, wow!
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He doesn't open, so you can consider that.
But he opens it to check it, right? Like to look
He
at
opens
it.
to
then
check.
he-
Maybe
and he
it's
puts it back.
like he said is like red wine. Sometimes it's just open to check how is the condition and something like that, and then close again. It's an
no,
interesting way to collect.
and it is a valid way to collect as well. Nightmare Batman and the Superman.
It's
Could this-
coming.
It's coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
was
coming.
against what I said before. This was a pack that I canceled my pre-order.
Oh, you
Really?
fool.
Well, I don't have the Nightmare Batman and I don't have the Black Suit Superman. So for me, this worked perfectly.
Right?
Perfectly. You have no idea how happy I was when I saw this today. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Because me is, canceled when I pre-ordered this one originally, this was an exclusive one, and I canceled it because I didn't have many Batman figures. And then I regretted it after. And I was this close to get it aftermarket. I'm paying like almost $500, I think. And I said, no, I'm just gonna wait. Hopefully one day they will reissue something. Having that in my head, hoping, right? And then boom, this happened. And this was to me, it's a perfect 2-pack. The way they did it is brilliant. A lot of people miss out on Nightmare Batman too.
I did.
Yeah, I passed on it just because I was like, I don't know about if I like the look of this Batman. And then I actually saw the Snyder cut. I never saw the Justice League, and then I actually saw the Snyder cut, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm sold on this version of Batman.
It's good.
And
You
I
kind of saw
also-
some of it in BVS too, I think.
Right. I also ordered the I don't know if you guys saw my review of the Transcendent, the Black Suit Superman. Transcendent toys.
Yep. Comes with a
By
nice face,
Art,
right?
By Art
Very
toys.
nice scope, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What was the name again?
By
John?
Art.
By Art,
By
sorry.
Art.
By Art. Transcendent is the name of the actual figure, but yeah, is By Art. That one is good. That diorama is sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
They did a really good job with that. Really, really good job. So let me see what was the other one that I want to show you guys real quick. There's a lot of figures, man. Right now there's a lot of figures in stock as well. So this is your time, and they have a bunch of with discount, 10% off, 5% off, free shipping. So I guess this is your time, Let me see.
I loaded up on that 15 and 10% off sale. I was like, bye.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's a good
And
sale.
it's a
It
good sale,
was.
yeah.
They just need to do it more often, honestly.
Yeah, especially if they got to get rid of that stock. It's like we don't want it to get to that point where it's again watered down. But at this point, we're already there. You got to get rid of the dead stock.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. This one here is also another one that should be coming. I hope. But Iron Man fans over here. I mean, this is the Lux version. This one is a good one to have. This one probably, most likely I'm gonna get this one and keep it, just because I want to have this version of Iron Man, Tony Stark, with the Mark 85, which is gonna be the Ultimate Iron Man battle damage, which I have. I have actually the green version and the battle damage, and that's it. I pretty much sold the other Iron Man versions, and probably this one.
I used to have the original. I sold it right before they announced this one.
Really,
Yep.
this is an improvement.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this one is another one that is in the list as well. So really hope we get those figures. But we're gonna wrap this up, guys. I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for watching. It's been a fun show. We pretty much spent a lot of time talking about these beautiful topics that we all want to learn, we all want to hear. So it is good. Before I go with the panel, just let you guys know, Friday we're gonna go back with the Unfiltered show with Easy Collectibles. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a special show, Unfiltered, as we were like when we started doing the Unfiltered. So stay tuned for that. Details coming probably Thursday. And Mr. Joao, what's going on in your beautiful channel, Papi?
I'm dropping today the Woody, the Toy Story review. I already finished everything up. It's uploading now to YouTube. And then I'm going to review the James Bond from 11. And that's about it. I'm getting ready for Obi-Wan this afternoon.
Yes.
I'm reading the Star Wars books again. I'm in episode 4 now. Can you read Chinese?
Yeah, it says go episode.
What language is that? That English?
Of course, no, it's Chinese.
It's Mandarin.
Is that English? That ain't English.
Can you see Obi-Wan with Vader there?
Yeah, they're fighting.
And yeah, don't forget 3 a.m. EST time, Obi-Wan Kenobi today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to watch it in the bus. I always do.
I
Jesse,
hate you for that.
I know, right? No, but hey, for the record, I watch it again when I'm home. So I put the speakers on and I start like listening to.
Today you will not listen that.
Jesse, what's going on in your channel, my friend?
So for now, guys, it's going to be a little bit before I release my next video because I'm working on a larger diorama. Hopefully it'll be significantly epic, doing some 3D printing. So it'll be a while. But for now, check out the videos I have. The last two were pretty cool. The CCFL lightsabers and the lava diorama. And I did hit 1,000 subscribers today. So
congratulations.
Thank you. That didn't go unnoticed. So everybody who subscribed, thank you so much, guys. We will eventually have a giveaway for that in the next few weeks, hopefully. So, but thank you guys.
Just send it my way. I'll keep the giveaway.
Yeah, why not? Thank you for having me, Dante. I appreciate it.
No, man, it's always fun having you guys. We always have good topics to talk. Mr. Costa, Pop Culture Living Room. What's going on your channel, sir?
I have the Anakin on step. I got the Luke speeder pilot coming. I have the update video for customizing this garage shelf over here that I did. And I am going to show you how to source and make your own Maja case from scratch.
Ooh, look at this guy.
So
that's awesome.
I want to see.
I'm gonna have fun with that this weekend. I have everything. I'm ready to meditate and build.
That's a good one. Meditate and build. SMIZZLE, man, always a pleasure having you here, my friend. I mean, fun to see you flexing your figures. You have the Jango Fett Anakin. You have the alien with the face hugger. Damn, man, you're not playing, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
You are all surrounded by
little
figures.
toy room in here. What'd you say, Joao?
You are all surrounded by figures left and right.
Yeah. Thank you. It's been a long time coming. But I guess, yeah, so I'm plugging my channel now. Is that what's happening?
That's your turn, Poppy.
Sure, yeah. So I owe everyone a pie in the face video since my wife won our last little what's in the box video. So hopefully we'll do that before she's got to work a bunch of shifts this week. And I'm working on a video that I'm curating right now, and hopefully we'll have that up before the end of the week. And then gonna explore, doing, picking things up again with more photography and video shoots and close-up shots of things. And really appreciate anyone that stops by the channel and subscribes.
Yes, and guys, all the links of all my friends are in the link in the description below. Now, if you are new to the channel, you're just watching this show, and you like the show, and you enjoy the comments, you enjoy the conversation, please subscribe to the channel. We need to make the channel grow as much as we can. The 10,000 subscribers is going to be the giveaway, the Boba Fett 2-pack. So more subscribers are welcome. Watch the videos, guys. Comment. Show coming Friday. We have the Unfiltered show. We're going to undust it. And we're probably going to make some changes with the Unfiltered show. Stay tuned for that. Check the review of Dante. Actually, pretty good figure. I also have, I've been doing Dragon Ball unboxing and reviews. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, check it out. I'm going to be putting videos because that's something that I like as well. And because my channel is Man of Hot Collectibles in general. So, but obviously my main focus is 1/6 scale related figures, right? But, here and there, I'm going to be putting some Dragon Ball figures, and maybe eventually we're going to transition into other things as well. So stay tuned for that. A lot of things happening. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. And as always, be well and see you around in the next video.